when you go out, I don't how far. First of all, how far off the beaten path do you go when you're taking these photos? Like, are you close to an access way, or do you like go hiking for for a couple hours to get into the kind of bush to take your pictures? Like, what's that process like for you?
Um, I do both. So sometimes I'm literally just steps from my front door, and I might just shoot, because I quite like shooting smaller scenes as well as bigger kind of grander scenes. And I think when we were kind of locked down with COVID, that was an opportunity for me to kind of look at the smaller scenes that I might not have otherwise paid attention to. It reminded me of those kind of images that I wanted to shoot. But I do both. Sometimes I'll be out in the backcountry, and sometimes I'm just down the road a little way and just off a trail or something. So yeah, I shoot in all sorts of different types of places really, and I enjoy both. I love being backcountry, and that's something that in the UK, having the amount of wilderness that you have here in Canada is not something that I was used to experiencing. So yeah, I love the fact that you can get away from people, that you can get away from cell service, that you can just get out into the middle of nowhere here. It's fantastic.
When you're going into the backwoods like that, what do you aspiring nature photographers, wildlife photographers, what do you take with you? Because I guess it's not I guess your camera gear, but then extra from your camera gear, what do you take with you?
Yes, if I'm going backcountry and I'm hiking, then I tend to kind of keep my camera gear as light as I can. But other than that, and same with kind of tripod and that kind of stuff, I take minimal gear. I have an inReach because I like to be able to, if there's an emergency, I like to be able to get help. I always have bear spray. I usually have a whistle as well, just to kind of warn animals and things that I'm coming. And then obviously, layers of stuff, be prepared for everything if you're backcountry. So, just different layers, just in case, you can start out on a nice sunny day and then suddenly, it's raining or it starts to snow or something. So
Have you ever had any close encounters with animals, whether it be a bear, cougar, wolf, anything like this that you've that is you made you sweat a little?
I did have, I'm just trying to think. When I moved from the UK, I was really nervous about wild animals because we don't, in the UK, we have like foxes and that's kind of it really. There's nothing that's going to eat you out there. But when we moved here, I was quite worried about the wildlife, and we bought a house that was, the backyard was kind of surrounded because I was worried about my daughter getting eaten by something in the backyard. And so it took me a bit of time to get used to the fact that, we're out there with bears and things, but I've never had a bad experience at all. And I have come across wildlife. The other day I was in Jasper National Park and I was with a friend, and I was actually photographing her amongst some trees because I wanted some human scale in there. And she suddenly said to me, "Vic, there's something coming." And, she could hear something in the bushes. And then she said, "It's a bear." And, there was a bear right there. And so she came over to where I was so that we were both together. We made noise because the bear was busy going through the bushes, didn't know we were there. So we made some noise, stayed together. We got our bear spray out and ready. And the bear, kind of eventually realized we were there and sort of went, "Oh," and then went the other way. And it was, went to, the whole thing went without incident really. And I know there was one time when I was with a group of workshop participants and we were in the Tonquin Valley, and a grizzly suddenly just stood up from behind some rocks, and we didn't know the bear was there, and we'd been shooting sunrise, and suddenly this bear just stood up and we were like, "Oh my goodness." So at which point, grabbed bear spray, and a couple of the guys had gone off up a meadow and they had the sun in their eyes and they were coming down, and the bear started to walk up towards them. So they tried to, like shout and, "There's a bear coming," just so they could see and they knew what was coming. But no, I go out a lot with my dog. He's always on a leash because he doesn't listen. So I have to keep him with me. But he's a really good warning for any kind of wildlife. He lets
Mm.
me know if there's something there. He often knows about things I have no idea there's a bear or something, but he does. And he makes a lot of noise, and it gives me an opportunity to, you know, kind of make noise myself, stand still, hold on to him, get my bear spray ready. But we've always been okay. We've always, fingers crossed, nothing bad so far.